dead ancestors, and that's where all this comes from. And now, of course, over here, it's been completely commercialized.
Yes, it has.
Just like Christmas, just like all of our holidays have become very commercialized.
Crickets.
Crickets?
Crickets.
Sounds like a tire going flat.
Yeah.
That's not a very good thing. That's a good evil laugh.
That is a good evil laugh.
That was a good evil laugh, yes.
I just tooted.
It sounded like my stomach.
Yeah, it does.
But, Anyways. Now, when I was young.
Yeah.
Which was many, many, many moons ago.
Like back in like the 1890s?
Yeah, somewhere around there. On Halloween, the one thing we all looked forward to was to go out and to get into some mischief.
Yes.
Well, and we used to go out and soap windows.
Same.
Throw toilet paper.
Same.
And, sometimes knock on doors, or we never did anything too bad, but I know I was around some people that did some pretty bad things, but I tried not to get involved with that because I didn't think it was right. But we used to go out, and of course there was always some neighbor, some guy that would chase us. You'd always get chased.
Yeah.
Somebody'd end up chasing you before the night was out and tried to catch you, but usually it was dark enough where all they did was run out, and all you had to do was hide somewhere, and they gave up after a while.
Pretty much.
But I was a good boy. I didn't do anything too bad. We would...
the soap and shaving cream.
The soap and the shaving cream. Mostly just soap and toilet paper.
Yeah.
That was occasionally we'd throw an egg.
Yeah.
At something. Usually not a house. We were always afraid we'd break a window.
Well, I remember, like in the village of Owego, like if you're out hanging out around Owego, like the whole week leading up to Halloween, like the little grocery stores in town, like John's and Community Shop,
they wouldn't sell eggs.
They wouldn't sell eggs, toilet paper, soap, shaving cream. The staples. They wouldn't
sell it to anybody.
To any minors. They'd be like, if your parents need it, they can come get it.
Funny story. This is the honest to God truth. When I was a kid growing up, we had a little store down the road called Ziggy's. Yeah. Ziggy's Grocery. Mm-hmm. And it was about 1.5 miles away. But we used to ride our bikes to it, And it was about this time of year. It was sometime in October. My mother was canning grape jelly because she had picked a bunch of grapes and she had made grape jelly. Well, she was going to be canning it. So I was going to ride my bike down to Ziggy's. I always would go down there on the weekends and get penny candy.
Right.
And she says, while you're there, would you pick up a thing of canning wax?
Right.
I said, no problem. I was probably like 13,
mm-hmm.
12, 13. So I get down there, and I get my candy, and my mother gave me the 75 cents for whatever for the canning wax. And I walk up to the counter, and I got the candy sitting there, and I got the canning wax sitting there. And Ziggy wouldn't sell me the canning wax. And he had this really strong Polish accent. He'd be, I know what you got done kids are going to do with this. I go, no, really, it's for my mother. He goes, I go, call her. Finally, he went in the house. He actually called her,
mm-hmm.
and she said, "No, I'm canning grape jelly. I need it." She said, and he came out, and then he sold
it to you.
After he talked to my mother said, "Yes, I really did ask him to get that for me. I wasn't even thinking about it being Halloween."
Yeah,
but he wouldn't sell it to me. He called my mother and
well, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, all the stores in town, they wouldn't sell eggs, soap, shaving cream,
toilet paper. I know the kids would have to. Parents would have to buy it because they'd all be out of it.
Yeah.
Suddenly there'd be a quick run on toilet paper.
Yes, there would.
We used to have a bridge down the road. Before they put the new one in, it was a big metal bridge.
Okay.
And we'd be down there. We'd be 15, 16 kids down there on this bridge, all with rolls of toilet paper. Cool. And we would just completely toilet paper this bridge. I mean, it was actually pretty cool when we got done. You couldn't see from one end of the bridge to the other. There'd be so much toilet paper hanging down.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty awesome. We did it every year. I mean, there's probably 100 rolls of toilet paper on that bridge. We'd go back and forth, up and down, up over the girders, and it was just completely one big mass, of, like a giant cobweb of course, the first car to go through it was always the best part. 'Cause they'd always slow down and drive through it real slow. And by the time they got across the bridge, they'd have about 75 rolls of toilet paper wide around their car. So it was fun. Hey, those good old days of Halloween.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys do?
I don't know. We soaped windows and toilet paper trees and
about the same old.
Yeah, we never really did anything too bad. I was walking around. I think the worst thing I ever saw was I saw a kid. He wasn't with us. We just saw him do it. I can't remember who did it, but it was a warmer Halloween, and he threw a lit smoke bomb into somebody's living room.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
No.
That could actually start a fire.
Yeah.
Or putting the burning dog crap on the porch. That could burn somebody's freaking house down.
I've never actually seen that done in person.
No, but I would never do that because I'd be afraid if they didn't come out, you'd end up catching the damn porch on fire.
Yeah.
Then you'd really be in trouble.
Yeah.
No, we never did stuff like that. We had a line we didn't
cross.
When
when the kid threw the smoke bomb into the person's house, lights on, TV on, they were right there. I mean,
yeah, but still, I bet the cops were called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Well, those old smoke bombs, I mean, once the fuse burns, they pretty much just spew out smoke.
Yeah, but they could still catch something on fire.
Yeah, but that smoke, I think, could stain or damage stuff, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crossing the line.
Yeah.
A little bit there. I don't
know. But for the most part, we didn't really ever do anything that bad because, well, in Owego, it's such a small town, and the cops were out in full force that...
Right.
They were really out to, kind of keep mischief to a minimum.
I can remember, this is funny, I can remember back when I was a kid, we had some neighbors, this is before I was really old enough to go out and soap windows and do that stuff. I was probably only about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And, of course, there was other kids in the neighborhood that were older, so my dad took it as his job to protect the house. Right?
Yeah.
And... Of course, we'd be sitting there, all of a sudden you'd see an arm on the window, soaping our window, and he'd go running out, chase after him and stuff. But he would step out, he would take a 12-gauge shotgun, and he'd go out and shoot about 4 rounds off right up in the air. But,
okay.
Could you imagine doing that today?
Creak and the tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swinging wake, happy hearts materialize, and
what was that?
I have no idea. I didn't realize it was like a minute long. It just says happy haunts materialize.
But could you imagine somebody doing that today? They'd throw you in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, different time.
Yes.
Different time. You could do that and get away with it.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't shoot at him. He just shot him.
Well, obviously, he wasn't, trying to wing a kid.
But it made him run.
Yeah.
See that big fire come out of the end of a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, he would, and then a couple times, I think
if he was smart, what he would have done is made some blanks.
Yeah.
Because if you just kind of cut open the end and dump all the shot out.
Yeah, but then chances are you hurt somebody or something happens.
Well, you still wouldn't shoot at him, but I mean...
Still shoot in the air.
Still shoot in the air, but...
But he did. He shot with live rounds.
Yeah.
Because I had one of the neighbors said, "Yeah, that was me out there." He goes, "Your dad shot it in the air. It scared the crap out of me. I was over in the field, and I could hear BBs landing down in the field around me." Because he shot up in the air. The giant bird shot, and it was raining down.
I mean, they're not going to come down.
But he could hear the BBs coming down, hitting the ground around him.
Yeah.
We were scared to death. He's crazy.
Well, the good thing about a shotgun, if you're shooting shot up in the air, it's not like it's going to come down with any force.
No. But it was funny. They were good old days where a man could take a gun and shoot it.
Yeah, now if you...
Oh, my God.
Even if a kid was on your property vandalizing and you did that...
Just to scare them.
You'd be the one that got in trouble.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, this day and age, you can't do anything like that. But, yeah, those were the good old days. My God, I'll make this a short story. I mean, we talk about the good old days.
Yeah.
We used to get a lot of snow back in the day, back in the 60s. We had a neighbor, Charlie's dad. Remember Merritt?
Yeah.
He had an old Mercury station wagon.
Okay.
In the wintertime, every kid in the neighborhood, I mean, I'm talking every kid, there'd be 10, 12, 14, 15 of us, right?
Oh, that's not a scream.
And back in the day, the roads would be completely snow-covered. During the winter?
Yeah.
We would get our sleds, and we'd tie them all together like a long train.
Right.
To his bumper of his car.
Yeah.
And he would drag us all up and down the road, up over the hills, back roads, for miles. Just dragging 25 kids behind his car.
Wow.
And nobody thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that today?
Yeah, that probably wouldn't...
Oh, my God, they'd have you thrown in jail and probably crucify you on the courthouse steps. You know?
Yeah, the first cop
and he probably had a Manhattan in his hand while he was doing it.
Oh, probably. That guy did like his Manhattans.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. But we always had a right. Of course, it always sucked. You always had one kid that had crappy rope. And, of course, he'd always be one up front. He'd have some crappy old clothesline rope that you'd just be going up a hill and the rope would snap, and there goes, everybody out.
Everybody behind him.
Yeah, everybody behind him and everybody back is all, because you tie your sled to the runner of the one ahead of you.
Right.
And, of course, it's always the kid up front that has the crappiest rope. Some piece of crap with, that's weak and rotten. And oh, well, what are you going to do? Hey, we're about halfway through this Halloween special.
We are.
And who do you got for music today, Dan?
This week we have Prelude the Ruin with Note to Self, and you can check them out on our featured artist page.